Okay, so at the end of the last video, we had everything set up with our enemy, such that the enemy would cruise down the screen, and when he got to the bottom, he would then come up with a new random location at the top, jump back up, and a new random speed, and come down once again. And it would just keep repeating that cycle over and over. But the problem that we had with our code is that we have some repetitive lines in there, and that's not good. And it's not good because let's say that I came in here and for whatever reason, I needed to change one of these values right here. The -6 suddenly needed to become -12 or whatever.
Right.
And I forgot to change it down here.
Right. You'd have to cycle all the way through your code and find every place you used that.
That's
and
right.
Change them all.
It's very easy right now because one, we're the designer of this class, and number two, it all fits pretty much in this one small area inside of Visual Studio. What happens if we have a very large class or even a class that's broke up against multiple files? It would be very easy to forget that you actually have code that's been repeated, and it's ideal not to do that.
Right.
So in this video, we're just going to take a minute, come in there, and kind of centralize some of this code. And so to do that, I'm going to come up with my own custom function. I'm going to create a function that, first of all, is going to have a void return type. He's not responsible for returning anything whatsoever. I'm going to give it a descriptive name. In this case, what are we doing? We are coming up with and setting a speed, and we're coming up and we're setting a position. So let's go ahead and call it set position and speed.
That's very descriptive.
Thank you.
Good work.
And then we'll go ahead and block this guy in. I would like to point out that if you are using your regions, it's very good to make sure that you respect them and keep your code inside the region so that when you collapse them, everything gets collapsed. I didn't, in this particular case, want to put this function outside of our end region because then he would not get collapsed with our functions region.
Well, and if you mess it up, you could end up losing something too. Like
Absolutely.
Get everything collapsed. Where did I put that function?
You got it. So what I'm going to do, watch how simple this is. I'm going to start with start. I'm going to grab all of this code right here, Control X, come all the way down here, and paste it inside of my set position and speed. Now I'm going to come back up here to start, and all I need to do, set position and speed. Just call that function.
Yeah.
So when start gets hit, right before our first update, this function gets called, which means we jump down here, we execute the lines of code in the function. When we hit the end of the function, we return back, and there's nothing else to do, so that's it. We're done with start. Now in update, look at all this code. This code now exists down here. It doesn't matter that we are reassigning Y and Z. So, I mean, we could move those back up to start right before set position and speed. I'm just going to leave them there. It keeps everything simple.
Sure.
So let's come in here. And let's remove all of this out and do the exact same thing.
Set position
and speed.
And what you're doing here, and I know you're not trying to turn these into, hey, let's teach programming kind of videos, but it's in the real world, it does kind of have an analogy. If you've got a kitchen full of dirty dishes, you can tell somebody, hey, take that cup over to the sink, put soap in it and scrub it. Now take this plate over to the sink, put soap on it and scrub it. Now take these dishes over to, you can tell.
So you have just described a series of tasks that we could then bundle up and give a simple name to it, such as?
Wash the dishes.
Oh, wash the dishes. So that is calling upon a function. So if I said, Zach, go wash the dishes. No, I'm serious. Go wash the dishes.
Exactly. You tried that once with Make Coffee.
Then it almost worked. And anyways, you would know you've been called upon, and you would know the series of tasks that have been wrapped into the description. Go wash the dishes.
Right. You don't have to tell every single command over and over again. You just bundle them up into something simple.
Exactly.
Which is all we've done here.
So let's make sure this works, of course. So make sure that you hit Control S to save. We'll jump back over here and hit play. And hey, he's still moving. Up, still got random locations being generated and random speeds, as this one's faster than the last. And it's about the same speed.
Well, the range is so thin,
the range is
tight.
Be
hard to.
But you were able to see it really well between the first two.
Yeah.
But anyways, now we have cleaned our code up. We've streamlined it, if you will, in such a way that we do not have repetitive lines of code. The code's being typed out one time, and we are simply calling on that functionality when we need it. So with that, anything else you would like to add?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, I think you're really picking up with this stuff quickly. That's good, because I have some evil plans for you soon.
I know, I'm scared.
So with that, that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks a lot.